Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So I am currently getting ready to take the kids to the park. It's park day for the boys. Little Munch is looking at me like I know what that word is. But anyways, so I figured we'd do a makeup and mystery. So if you like true crime and you like makeup, then this is a great series for you guys. And I hope you, if it's your first time here, I hope you will enjoy and you'll decide to stick around. And yes, I am wearing my pajama shirt to the park today. I don't care. I don't feel good. Pray for me. But anyways, I hope you will subscribe and decide to join the family. Don't forget I have a 250 subscriber giveaway going on. And I'll see you guys then. If this isn't your kind of video, I post a new video every single day of the week. I post different kinds of videos. It's mostly centered around makeup. So I hope you'll find something that you enjoy in one of my videos. And I'll see you then. Alright, let's get into it. This is the first time I've ever done an intro like that, so let me know how I did. Anyways, so today we are going to be covering the case of Brooke Skylar Richardson, and this is a case that really irks me, I guess you could say. And it irks me because, so if you didn't know, I was really sick when I was pregnant with my first child, Kai. I was very, very sick. I couldn't do much of anything, so I really just laid in bed, and I watched videos. I watched YouTube videos, I watched Hulu, I watched Netflix. This was also during COVID, so we couldn't do much, but that's really what I did. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I really, really got into true crime, and that is actually where I discovered Kendall Rae. And yeah, a lot of my videos are based on cases she has done, Eleanor Neal, you know, Bailey Sarian. All these cases have already been done by way bigger and better YouTubers. But anyways, one of these days when I was lying down and I was just watching videos on YouTube when I was pregnant with Kai, very near end of my pregnancy, I had seen Kendall Rae had posted a video. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I decided to check it out. And it was covering this case. And this case, honestly, at that time, and still to this day, bothers me quite a bit. Just due to the fact that, like, I am a mom. So, like, cases involving kids and babies just really bother me. But they really hit me a different way when I was pregnant with Kai. Because I was like, oh, man. I don't know what it was, but they just really did hit me a different way. I have to lay my boys down after this video for a nap, so that way they can get their nappy in before the park. Yay! Also, I wore most of this makeup except for the eyeshadow. I wore a different eyeshadow yesterday, and it lasted very, very well. I'm testing out new powders, so I've been trying to wear them for 12 hours, and they worked really well yesterday. Today's going to be a true test because we are going to be in the park, and it's going to be for a 12-hour wear because it's 7 o'clock, so yeah. So anyways, we are going to be talking today about the case of Brooke Skylar Richardson. She tends to go by Skylar, as I have found out. So, Skylar, the Richardsons were in a small town in Florida called Carlisle. And they are said to have had really the perfect life. They were the perfect family. You know, Skylar was a cheerleader. She was a flyer, actually, which I totally know what being a flyer is like because I was a flyer. When I was in school for a cheerleader, I was the one that they threw up, which that's what a flyer is. They throw you up in the air. It's very scary because, like, you have to have a lot of trust in the people to not only throw you into the air, but to come back and catch you, basically. And then, you know, you're doing maneuvers in the air. At least that's what I was doing. It was extremely hard. So I understand her pressure there. But Skylar had an eating disorder. She had, I believe it was bulimia. Although I kind of feel like she had anorexia. Because if you don't know, anorexia comes from bulimia. Skylar's mom actually told a story about Skylar when she was 5 years old, saying Skylar did not want to buy a pack of gum because it had too much calories in it. We are doing the ColourPop and Emerald Away palettes from the Stay Jewel collection. I'm excited to test this out. It's really going to have a wear test today. Not very powdery. I like that about ColourPop shadows. The ColourPop shadows are quite hit and miss. But I mean, Skylar was just like your typical high schooler, basically. You know, she was a cheerleader. I would say she was quite popular just from like some of the things that I'd seen. I mean, I don't know if like her school was like my school, but the cheerleaders were popular, so it makes sense. So, basically, Skylar had this boyfriend named Trey. He wasn't a long-term boyfriend. I believe that they were only like a few months, basically, they were dating. He was like the cousin to one of her friends, I believe is what it was. And, you know, they ended things, and that is when a new boyfriend popped up into Skylar's life, and his name was Brandon. So, the Richardsons kind of seen how serious Skylar and Brandon's relationship was getting, and they decided it would be a good idea to take Skylar to the gynecologist and to have the gynecologist put Skylar on birth control. I am not liking how much I am having to build up this screen. Just so you guys know, I'm really having to build it up. If that's an animal, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bunnies. Yes, I know my hair is a mess because I haven't redone my ponytail, so I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of a weird kind of makeup look. I think I'm gonna really focus on the greens and take the green from this palette, but anyways, I'm gonna take this on my finger. It feels buttery smooth, which I'm not surprised with ColourPop. Kind of looks like it's duochrome. Is that duochrome? That is so duochrome. Oh, and it's applying great. Oh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. Very pretty. For some reason I didn't think it was gonna look like this, so I might readjust my makeup look I have in mind. Going back into the Emerald Away, I'm going to take the dark green this time. But anyway, so Skylar's mom took her to the gynecologist, and I don't know why Skylar wasn't on birth control before she was 17. I was on birth control at 16. And I even thought I should have been on birth control earlier. It's not because you're having sex, it's because... So, my sister actually explained it to me when I was younger because my mom didn't, because my mom's never been on birth control. But, birth control will help regulate your periods, which I had not known that. My sister was like, you need to be tracking your period and making sure it's every 27 days apart from each other, because if not, something could be wrong. I was like, I did not know that. So, I learned something new from my sister. A lot of this new female stuff I learned from my sister. So I learned that, and I think that females should be on birth control just to help regulate periods and combat painful periods. I had very painful periods. I think that they should be, when they get their first period, I think that that's actually what a gynecologist recommends, is when you get your first period to get on birth control to help regulate your period, because your body just doesn't subconsciously know when to give you your periods. It's very, basically hit or miss. I was getting my period like every 20 days until I got on birth control, and it fixed it. And then I had Kai. But birth control is not a 100% contraception to not having a kid. I had Kylo on birth control, so that's why I'm not saying birth control is 100% like a 100% contraception. I think that birth control literally should just be used to help with your periods, and that is just me. So anyways, Skylar goes to the gynecologist, and she decides to tell her mom to stay out in the lobby. She wanted to do this alone, which is weird. Because I had my sister took me to my first gynecologist appointment, and because my mom really did not want to go, because my mom was like very freaked out by that. So my sister took me, and my sister, I literally was like, please come back here with me, like, do not leave me, please, por favor. Anyways, so when Skylar came out, her mom said that she looked like she had been crying, and she asked her what was wrong, and Skylar chalked it up to just it being her first gynecologist appointment, which makes sense. I mean, it's honestly a very traumatizing experience when you're not used to it. It's very traumatizing, especially if you don't know what to expect. Like, my sister, luckily, was very, very smart. She took me to her gynecologist appointment before she took me. So I knew what to expect, because my sister, like, made sure I knew what to expect, so I wasn't going to be freaked out, which, to this day, I'm so grateful for her for doing that. I'm sure you can guess Skylar actually had gotten some grave news at this doctor's appointment. Skylar had found out that she was pregnant, and not only that, but she found out that she was going to be giving birth within like 11 weeks, I think is what it was, or 8 weeks or something like that. She was 36 weeks pregnant. So I just want you guys to know, I had Jackson at 37 and I had Kai at 39. So this is how close this girl was to giving birth. Anyways, moving on. She had actually begged the doctor for that birth control prescription, and for some reason the doctor gave it to her. I don't know why, but he did. I guess it was like a personal call. I don't get it, but she still got it. But she still got the birth control prescription, and they went and they got it. So, I mean, nothing was really off to Skylar's mother, because, like, common sense tells you, like, the doctor won't give her a birth control prescription if she's pregnant. Like, I don't even think... My doctor has been my doctor since I was pregnant with Kai, and I don't even think I could convince her to give me a birth control prescription when I'm pregnant. And she and I are actually friends. I don't know, I just feel like the doctor should be looked into, I guess. Just a little bit. But apparently Skylar was crying about how if she didn't get the birth control prescription like they had originally came, her mom was going to be upset, and I guess like the doctor felt bad for her or something. I don't know. I do think that the doctor should be looked into about that, but it is what it is. I hope the doctor was at least looked into. I don't know, I'm just feeling fake today. So anyways, so Skylar had gotten the birth control prescription, and it is proven that Skylar was taking the birth control prescription even though she knew she was pregnant. Now, when Skylar got home, she was looking up things like how to get rid of a baby, and things like that. Like, she really, it didn't seem like she wanted this baby. But anyways, so she was looking things like that up, and it turns out 2 months later, she goes back to the OBGYN, and they ask her what happened to her baby, and she said that she had given birth to a stillbirth baby. But the OBGYN is skeptical, and they call the police. The police show up on the Richardson's doorstep, and because of Skylar's age, people who are actually in authority, like the OBGYN and the police, are not able to tell Skylar's parents why they're there until they talk to her. So they just say, like, hey, she's not in trouble, we just gotta talk to her. Can you bring her down to the police station so we can figure out what's going on? So they bring Skylar in, obviously, to talk to police, and police tell her what they know, which is they know she was pregnant, and they're wondering where the baby is. And she tells them she gave birth to a stillbirth-born baby. But apparently there was a rumor going around that Skylar had actually had the baby, and she buried the baby in her backyard, and that is why the OBGYN called the cops. So Skylar tells them, where the baby's body is, and it didn't take police very long for them to go to Skylar's house and dig the baby up. And Skylar's parents were obviously getting alerted by their neighbors, like, hey, police are digging your backyard up. What is going on with that? And they're still at the police station, and that is when they were told that their daughter, Skylar, had been pregnant and had buried her baby, their grandchild, in their backyard, and that is what they were attempting to dig up, was their grandchild's body. So there's actually video of Skylar's parents going into the interrogation room after being told this, and you can check it out. It's really weird because Skylar's mom is saying things like, you know, we had a perfect life and things like that, and Skylar's saying like, I'm sorry mommy and I'm sorry daddy. It's just weird. So you know, the Richardsons go home, and who knows what time was like there with them knowing this secret. Yeah, I do feel like that translucent powder did turn yellow. Like, it turned my concealer a little dark. Do you guys think so? I can actually see where the freaking powder was. I was trying to bake with it because I don't think I like this powder. I think that this powder is going to go in my monthly disappointments. Because I have a lot of high hopes for translucent powders. I really do. And this is just not good. But it's hard candy, and I kind of expect to be disappointed by hard candy products at this point. So a couple of days later, police get the pathologist's report. And the pathologist said that it appeared, remember that word, appeared, like the baby had been burned. So of course, getting this report back, police have to question Brooke again. So they go back to the Richardsons' house and they ask them to come back down to answer some more questions, basically. So anyways, they bring them back in and they tell Skylar about the pathology report. And at first, Skylar says, no, that's not possible. I didn't do it. I didn't burn the baby. And you can even check out the interrogation. Skylar slowly starts to change her story. And she even changed her story from the baby being born stillborn to the baby maybe gurgling when it first came out. Now, I don't remember Jackson making any noise when he came out. He's obviously fine. He's right there. But I remember Kai came out crying. Sign to the future. Yay. So anyways, they had to obviously arrest Skylar. So they did, and they told Skylar's parents what was going on, and they got Skylar a lawyer, which is the smart thing for parents to do in this situation, because we really don't actually know what happened to this baby. So yes, they lived in a small town, but it really didn't take people extremely long to find out what happened, especially after Skylar was arrested. So really their whole town kind of just like knew what was going on. I don't really know what happened with like the Trey situation. I would imagine Trey would have something to have said, or at least Trey's family would have, because Skylar came out and said that the father of the baby, which she did name Annabelle, she had a little girl, was her ex-boyfriend Trey, not Brandon. I think what was so flabbergasting to people was the fact that this 17-year-old girl was able to hide her pregnancy from everybody, including her parents, who see her every day. But the big thing with Skylar is that she did have bulimia, so she wasn't eating as much. So when you're pregnant, you're expected to gain 30 pounds, which is 10 pounds per trimester. I believe Skylar had only gained 15 her entire pregnancy, which is not good, but I do want to point one thing out. When I was pregnant with Kai, I only gained 20 pounds. And look at him, he's pretty healthy. Jackson's my little chubby monster. I don't know how much I gained with him, because I didn't actually weigh myself while I was pregnant. You know, they weighed me when I was pregnant with Kai because I had so many issues. Like, I literally was on, like, a heart monitor all the time. Every time I went to the doctor's office, they had to hook me up to that little heart monitor, and they had to count his kicks. Like, it was bad. It was really a tough pregnancy. It was really bad. Ultimately, Skylar was charged. However, the pathologist came out during the trial and said that the marks that appeared to be burn marks weren't burn marks upon further investigation. So basically, police jumped the gun. When that came out, it really helped Skylar's case, and then Skylar's defense attorney used the fact that she had changed her story so drastically after talking to the police that the police coerced her story. I actually think I'm more inclined to believe that she was coerced than anything else in this story. I find it extremely hard to believe that nobody knew that she was pregnant. I mean, like, my parents knew I was pregnant before I knew I was pregnant. Like, it's just something like when you have experience in life, you just know. You know, you look at somebody, you just know. And Skylar's mom had been pregnant twice, obviously, to have 2 kids. But I think the more incriminating evidence is the fact that the OBGYN's office had actually emailed the positive pregnancy results to Skylar's mother, and Skylar was apparently able to convince her mother that this was nothing. But wouldn't you, as a mother, question it? I would. I don't know, I just feel like as a mother, I would question it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Alright, it's nap time and the kids are getting fussy, so we have to end this video, like, soon. Sorry to have to rush, but like I just said, ultimately, after the pathologist's findings had came out that the baby actually wasn't burned, and the police could have coerced Skylar, she was actually found not guilty of every charge except for gross abuse of a corpse, I think is what it was. And she ended up getting 3 years probation for this. She got no jail time. Now, I don't know if I believe that Skylar should be in jail for the rest of her life. I don't think so. I think that she was a young girl who had no idea what she was doing, really, because we don't have the mental capacity to really acknowledge stuff like this, which is why it's better to wait till you're older to have a child, because you're more mentally developed, just like by your brain. Like, your brain's always growing. I think till you're like 21 is when it stops growing. So there is that. I don't think that Brooke deserves to be in jail the rest of her life, though. I do think that she should have gotten more than 3 years probation, though, because this was a life that I do personally believe could have been saved had she just told her mom the truth at that OBGYN and not taken that birth control, because I have absolutely no idea the effects of birth control on a pregnant person. If you do, comment it down below, but I have no idea. I'm not a medical expert. I know that it's not good. But anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff, and it really helps this channel out. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.